Preclinical Sciences of UWI Research Campus. Okay, so my name is Christine Carrington. I am a professor of molecular genetics and virology in the Department of Preclinical Sciences at the Faculty of Medical Sciences at the University of the West Indies. I am currently the head of the Department of Preclinical Sciences, and my background is that I have a BSc in Biotechnology and a PhD in Molecular Virology, which I got from the University of London a very, very long time ago. I've been working here at the university since 1996, yes. And I teach, the main parts of my job are teaching, doing research, and more recently, a lot of administration. The part I like most is the research. Okay. So, when I started off, I was on my initial education was in Trinidad, so I went to St. Joseph Girls RC School, and then I went to St. Augustine Girls High School. I was lucky enough to get a national scholarship, which I used to go to the University of London. I went to King's College, where I did a BSc in Biotechnology. At that time, biotechnology was a very new area and very exciting, and everybody was very excited about the prospects of it. When I went there, the course that I found I enjoyed the most was my virology course. So I chose afterwards to go on to do a PhD in virology. And I had the good fortune of being accepted into the lab, the research group of Professor Robin Weiss, who was a very well-known virologist in the UK. And I spent over 4 years. I did my PhD, and I came out with a degree in molecular virology. And after that, I did a postdoc for about 1.5 years in the same lab before coming to the University of the West Indies as a lecturer. And then over the years, I've gone from lecturer to senior lecturer, and now professor of molecular genetics and virology. I have to say, I think so far I've had a relatively easy journey through my career. You do come across hindrances and sometimes difficult people, and often prejudices that you have to deal with, but you just have to keep forging ahead, and I think that's what's helped me get where I am today. And also, I think one of the most important parts of my journey have been the people who have helped me along. So a lot of mentors, very important people. My PhD supervisors, Professor Weiss and Professor Thomas Schultz, were very important. And later on, I had, for example, Professor Eddie Holmes at the University of Oxford, where I took up a Commonwealth Research Fellowship in 2004. That was very, very useful. These people have been all very, very supportive. And here at the university, my former head of department, I've been surrounded by very supportive people, my husband, my family. So I think I have to, I think the important thing is that a professional journey is not in isolation. There are people who help you along the way, and you can't take credit for what others have, helped you to achieve. So it's been good. When I was in high school, I did, let's say for my A-levels, we did A-levels, not KEEP at that time, and for my A-levels I did biology, chemistry and mathematics, and then we had another subject called general paper. So I did those 4. I was always very interested in sciences. My mother was a biology teacher. She taught me biology from Form 4 to Form 6. My father was not a biologist, a scientist. His area was linguistics and education, but he was always very interested in sciences. So I was always fascinated by science. And I think the main characteristic I think that helps to be a good scientist is curiosity, open-mindedness, and a passion for learning. One of the greatest things I think about being a scientist is that you have the opportunity to learn new things every day without doing any exams. Well, eventually, after you get your PhD. So yeah. Yes. So the advice that I normally give to 15-year-olds is to not my 15-year-old self, but to 15-year-olds in general, is to work hard and play hard. I think these days a lot of students spend they either on one extreme or the other. All work, no all work and no play, or just skylarking. And I think it's important to find a nice balance between the two. As a 15-year-old, I think I achieved that balance. I can't say I would have changed that. What I would have told myself, however, is that adults and people with experience, they actually sometimes know what they're talking about, and that while it is important to have your own mind and your own path, I think it's also important to listen to and learn from people with experience, the right people who have your interest at heart. So that's what I would tell myself. I was a very stubborn 15-year-old. I mean, I listened to I wasn't badly behaved or anything, but I was very, very stubborn. I think as an adult now, you realize, wait a minute, these people who have actually lived through experiences know something. Yeah, I have a 15-year-old son now, so that's why I learned that. So I work on viruses. My research focuses on I investigate viral evolution, and I'm very interested in emerging viruses, which are viruses which have recently expanded in their range, like the geographic range, things like chikungunya virus or Zika virus, or viruses like SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19. Viruses which have newly emerged into human population. So that's my interest, and that's been my interest for years. And I'm interested in how the viruses change over time, and we do a lot, how their genetic material changes, how they mutate, how they evolve. That information, we can use that information, analyze that information to learn things like how viral epidemics behave. So I just find it. The most exciting part for me is just learning new things and discovering new things. I particularly enjoy working with my graduate students, my PhD and MPhil students, and just interacting with young scientists. I also really enjoy the whole scientific community, interacting with people, scientists who have such a wealth of experience and ideas, and just learning from them, expertise. That's my passion, learning new things. Well, I think what would I tell young people? I would tell them that science is a vast world. The field is very large, and there's a lot of space for everyone. There's for all different. We need all different types of people in science. Science is not just about being in a lab. You can go beyond that with a degree in a basic science. You can be involved in journalism, and starting with an understanding of science. You can be involved in science policy. You can be at the bench. You can be in academics. You can teach. It's a big field. And my advice would be to, even if you have an interest in science, to maintain a broader outlook. It's important to read novels, learn another language. All these things, they broaden your mind, and you shouldn't just be focused on biology, chemistry, maths. Get a broad understanding of the world and of yourself in order to move forward. And one of the things I learned is that math is very important. Never forget that. People always say, what's the use? Well, what am I ever going to do with this math later on? But in science today, because people are dealing with huge amounts of data, analysis of that, underlying all of that is mathematics. And even if you don't get involved in that sort of area, there's a big area called bioinformatics. Even if you don't get involved in that, understanding math and having an appreciation for math is a big benefit when you have to speak to those people. So yes, I don't know. Follow your passion.